Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back. Today we're doing another movie review. Today we are going to be reviewing Furiosa, a Mad Max Saga. I give it hello okay, and I give it 3.5 stars out of 5. Here's the disclaimer. This is my second rewatch of it that I am now recording. I did a whole review prior to this, gave it 2.5 stars out of 5 originally. I gave it a hello okay as well. Also, disclaimer, my first review, I had a very bad movie experience prior to the starting of Furiosa. I was in IMAX and the screen was like just blinking in and out, and they didn't tell us earlier in the day that it was not working, and they were not fixing it, so everyone had to go to customer service and they did not handle it well. I'll just throw it out there. So I really think that also contributed to my feeling. However, that being said, I felt that I couldn't give the movie a full review that I felt comfortable giving. It was a lot of me stumbling my words because honestly I just could not gather my thoughts on it at that point. So I needed a second rewatch to confirm or not confirm whether my original thoughts were true. From my previous review, I'll probably include a little bit of snippets so you can see that I actually did record something. I'm just having a very hard time with this. Like I'm still even trying to find the right words to put into how I feel about this fully. I have a lot of opinions and I just don't know. It's just so hard. It's so hard to put into words what I want to say. It's more of a feeling. A majority of it I do still agree with. I changed my opinion a little bit on performance critiquing and the action sequences. Those were the two things that I really changed my mind about. I do, however, stand by what I said in my first review about how I was feeling with the story, and I will talk about that in this review. Just a little bit of tweaking from my first watch. Otherwise, my point of view stays the same on the story. Hello, future Shannon here. I have decided after editing this video to not include a spoiler portion for this review. I'm going to go into further depth in my monthly review, since this became a first time watch technically, and I'd rather expand upon my thoughts further in that video. I just feel it would be better because this review is way too long as it is, and you should go check it out for yourself without me giving spoilers. So I'd rather do it in my monthly recap. So just wanted to say that I will throw a reminder at the end of the video about the monthly recap in case you were looking forward to spoilers. But yeah, I'm gonna keep them out, so you'll have to hear my rants and thoughts about it further when the monthly video comes out in June. Sorry about that. It's just how it's gonna have to be. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. As always, I appreciate it when you subscribe, like, comment, all of that. If you saw it already, leave a comment below. I would love to know what you thought. And yeah, throwing it out there, monthly videos starting next month, June. Let's talk some non-spoilers. I'll give the things what I like the most first. I really like the cinematography, the score, the CGI, the practical, the costume design, and the action sequences. Those are the things that I really like the most out of the film. I do think it's a little bit of a downgrade from Fury Road, and I'm going to try my best to not compare it to Fury Road, but it's going to inevitably be compared to it because it is a prequel. So I have to compare it if it's a prequel. I have nothing bad to say about any of the things that I listed before. I think everything was beautifully shot. The cinematography looked stunning. The CGI literally was stunning. I was very happy about that because when the trailer originally released, I was very scared about the CGI in the film, and I am so relieved that it just looks so much better than what I was anticipating and scared of, because it was beautiful. It ended up being gorgeous. The practicals I do very much enjoy in this. I have so much respect. I didn't realize that the rig scene took 70 days to film. That's insane. Rewatching that a second time gave me a really much more appreciation for it. Yeah, so all of that was stunning. I do think it's a little bit of a step down from Fury Road, that level, but it still ends up being stunning. The acting, this is Chris Hemsworth's best performance yet, hands down. This is my favorite role of his yet. He played Dementus insanely well. He stole the entire movie. Every time he was on screen, those were the times I found myself more engaged with the film. I was more excited during those times with the film. He just knocked it out of the park. He was crazy. He went full with it. He was nutty mode. The prosthetic nose even worked for him. I don't know, I was like, damn, you crazy, but I'm with you. I would go with Dementus anywhere. God damn, he's crazy. And I loved it. That's what I love about when it comes to Mad Max, is the craziness of characters, you know? Best role to date. I hope he takes more roles like this, where he gets to just be out there with his full-on Australian accent and just running everything amok. Chris Hemsworth, best performance to date. Anya Taylor-Joy, she did give a really solid Furiosa. However, she was just outshined from her co-cast, unfortunately. I will say my first time watching it, I did not appreciate her as much. However, the second time, I did appreciate it a lot more. I was more engaged with her the second time. I still feel it was a little bit reserved, but I do really enjoy the moments between Furiosa and Jack. I honestly did not care about it the first watch, but when I rewatched it the second time, I was like, oh, I actually do like this story that's happening between these two. I like it because you get to see a soft side of Furiosa that we don't get to see. And we only see it briefly in the beginning of the film, so to see that, I really liked it. I think her best moment as Furiosa was when the full buzz cut came towards the end. The ending scene between Anya and Chris was probably one of the best scenes of the entire film. And that is where we see the real Furiosa come alive. That's when I really felt her as Furiosa. My biggest critique is the story. If you have seen my previous reviews, especially on The Strangers Chapter 1, I went on a whole rant about prequels and how prequels to me are supposed to build on the lore of a person. And when we are doing that, I expect to get the story we were told we were gonna get, essentially. And I feel like we did not get that from this. That is my biggest thing. The story, I just completely disagree with. I'm sticking to my guns that I think we needed more of young Furiosa. I thought those were the strongest points of the film. This is where I have to give a big shout out to Aaliyah Brown, who played young Furiosa. She stole the show with that. She knocked it out of the park as young Furiosa. I was so engaged with her parts. That was the Furiosa that I knew and loved from Fury Road and what I pictured her as a kid. I just feel we did not spend enough time with her as a kid. I think those were some of the more intriguing parts. We did not get enough time at the Green Place. That is my biggest critique of the whole film. We did not spend enough time with young Furiosa and Dementus. And then we get thrown into her being Immortan Joe's, and then from there on out, it's, you know, adult Furiosa. I just don't agree with the storyline. They wanted to expand the wasteland and it felt wasted to me. So we got more of the Bullet Farm and we got more of the Gasoline Town and a little bit more of the Citadel. That's it. That's all they expanded on. To me, that's insane because the whole purpose, spoiler alert for Fury Road, if you did not see Fury Road, whole purpose of Furiosa's point was to get back home to the Green Place, and we know what happens to the Green Place. That moment in Fury Road was such an impactful moment for me personally, and I feel like a lot of people also felt impacted by that. And now because I have seen Furiosa, that moment in Fury Road does not feel as powerful to me because we did not get a full, not even like, it doesn't have to be full, but we didn't even expand upon the Green Place, which was home. That was home for her, and that was the whole point, and we did not see it. We see it less than 3 minutes. On my second rewatch, I took that time to look at everything, and there is so much to absorb. There is so much happening in that little section that we get to see, and we get nothing of it. And that's really disappointing to me because, again, as a prequel, you should be building on the lore, and that is important to Furiosa's lore. And it's also important to the whole backstory of this film. At the end of the day, I feel we don't care about the Green Place. Why should we care? We hardly see it. That's my whole thing. We don't see the Green Place. Why do I care about it? And I understand home is what you make of it, is where you make it. Home can be anywhere you make it to be at the end of the day. I understand that. There's more to young Furiosa that we did not see that is very evident. She knows how to fight. Her mom, which shout out to Shirley Fraser as playing Furiosa's mom. This is her second role. Get that girl in more roles. Oh my gosh, she was really badass. And you could tell that Furiosa obviously has training prior to her learning the rules of the wasteland. Where did that come from? I wanted to see more of that. That whole community was so interesting, and we did not get that. And that, I think, was just so wasteful. That's my biggest thing about the whole thing overall. I believe this is the longest Mad Max runtime film out there. So it's 2.5 hours long. Fury Road was 2 hours long. Honestly, you could cut this film down to that 2 hour long runtime if you cut out, honestly, a lot of the points with Immortan Joe and his brothers and all of that. I personally did not care to know more about Immortan Joe and any of that, because at the end of the day, again, this film felt that it wasted that time. You could have put time from Furiosa's story more into the movie than what you did with the rest of the story. Oh, okay, let me put it this way. It felt like you were trying to put 5 different movies into one, and then it just all muddled together. I did not like the chapter breakdowns. I cannot stand when films do that, if I'm being honest. Whenever there's like chapter breakdowns in any type of film, it just breaks my full immersion and it pulls me out of the story, and I'm just like, can we not? I like to stay engaged with what's happening. You don't have to see Mad Max Fury Road before this film. You can just go into this and then go watch Fury Road after. However, I will say, if you have not seen Fury Road, the credits literally show you the entire movie. If you don't want to be spoiled, leave as soon as the credits hit, because you're just gonna get the entire Fury Road movie, which I find that incredibly... So yeah, that's all I have. If you already saw it, let me know what you thought below. I know a lot of people absolutely love this. Okay, let me quickly put it out there, my breakdown of ratings on how I give stars. Anything with a half star can potentially, on a rewatch, go up or down a star. So if it's, for example, like this, I gave a 3.5, it could potentially go to a 4-star film on a rewatch, or it could potentially just go back down to a 3-star. That's how I give my ranking systems. When I give a film 3 stars, that usually is a okay to good film, meaning that I liked it and it's rewatchable. When you're hitting the 2 stars, then it's getting to like the, okay, maybe I have to go seek it out to, you know, want to see it. And then when you get below that, then it's just getting to the hell no points. And then if you get to the 4 stars, that means that it's an always rewatchable movie to me. It's a film that I enjoyed very much, so holds a special place in my heart. And then 5 stars, those films are the ones that live rent-free in my head and are constantly on rotation in my head. Screenplay, literally the whole like movie playing in my head. I have quotes running through my head. That's what 5 star is for me. That's a little tidbit on my rating system in case, you know, people are questioning, why did you just go from 2.5 to 3.5? That's why. It's just fun. It's fun. It's summertime. Go with your friends, go with your family, go with your film buddy, all of that, and just have a fun time at the movies at the end of the day. Whole point of movies is for you to figure out what you love about them, what you don't love about them, and go from there. So form your own opinions. There's always noise happening in this neighborhood. Anyway, like I said earlier, if you saw it, let me know what you thought below. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, let me know why. That's all I have for Furiosa, a Mad Max Saga. So if I don't post a review within the next couple weeks, my next upload will definitely be my monthly recap. Finally, we'll be doing that. We're going to be doing the month of May. Like I said in my previous video, it's going to be any first time watches. So anything that I watched for the first time, no matter what period it came out, I will be going and reviewing. I will be talking about the film. I will be talking what I liked about the film and what I did not like at the film. And we will just be discussing film. We're going to break things down. I may include some things like images and all of that. We're going to go crazy. It's going to be like a little film study, basically. So a little film review and study with Shannon. So yeah, and that way we're also going to build some introduction, so you get to know who I am more. And that's all I got. As always, have a good one, and I'll see you in the next one. Now I gotta go watch the Rangers, and they better win. There's Chris's quote right there. Let's go Rangers. Alright, bye.